of the Yom Tov of Chanukah, I would like to share with you a beautiful explanation from the Rebbe's father, Rabbi Ytzchak, about Chanukah and also the connection to Parshas Vayaishev, which always falls out in that week of Chanukah. We read the Torah of that Shabbos. Two interesting things about Chanukah the Rebbe's father brings out. Famous question, all Mefarshim ask, why is it that the halachas of Chanukah are only found in the Gemara Masechta Shabbos? In the Mishna, we don't have none of the details about Chanukah. All the other Yom Tovim is in all the halachas are in the Mishnah. Of course, it's expounded in the Gemara. But by Chanukah, everything is only in the Gemara. Why is that? Another interesting thing about Chanukah, if you count up how many lights Nerois Chanukah there in total from the 8 days, there are 36 Nerois. Count 1 first night plus 2 the second, 3 till 8, you will get to 36 without the shamash. What's the meaning of 36 candles? Explains the Rebbe's father something nice about this week's Parshas Vayaishev. It says, Yisrael oev es Yosef kiven skunim huloi. Yisrael loved Yosef. He was born to his elder years. Comes the Medrash and teaches the word zikunim, also comes from the famous acronym Zeh shekona chochma, somebody who acquires wisdom of Torah. And the Medrash explains and says that all the halachos that Yaakov learned in Shem Va'eva, he gave over to Yosef. Says the Rebbe's father, very interesting gematria. When you say the words halachos over here, you're referring to Torah Shabbal Peh, not Torah Shebeksav. And that's where you have all the halachos. The Gemara says in Gittin, of Samach Omed Beis, the Gemara says like this. Omer Rabbi Yochanan says, Loi koras HaKadosh Baruch Hu bris im Yisrael. The Eibishter did not make a covenant with the Bnei Yisrael about Torah. Elo b'shvil dvorim shabbal peh. The Eibishter wanted to have a guarantee. He wanted to make a covenant, a bris, a promise from the Yidden about Torah shabbal peh. As it says in the Pasuk, Ki al pi hadvorim ha'ele, with the words that you say with your pi, which is Torah shabbal peh, Karati bris b'nei Yisrael, did I make that covenant with Bnei Yisrael? Says the Rebbe's father, Remez, take the word Shem and Eva. Shem adds up to 340. Eva adds up to 272. Together, you get to 612. 340, 272 is the amount of 612, which is the gematria of bris. So Yaakov wanted to make sure that this covenant, the relationships of the Yidden, will be an eternal relationship, and that's through the giving over the Torah Shabbal Peh from Yaakov to Yosef, and from Yosef to all the Yidden. With this, the Rebbe's father explains a very interesting connection to Chanukah. What did the Yevonim want to do? Just the opposite. Yaakov here gave all the Torah over to Yosef. The Yevonim wanted to lahashkicham Torah secha, to forget the Torah. Explains the Rebbe's father that the real Gzeira was on Torah Shabbal Peh. Why? The Torah Shebeksav, the Torah that's written, the Yidden could have hidden, and then they could have taken it out secretly, which I'm sure they did, they hid it. So for the Yevonim to destroy the Torah Shebeksav completely would be very, very, almost impossible. The real Gzeira was on Torah Shabbal Peh. And from Torah Shabbal Peh alone, the real Gezerah was on the Gemara. Because in order to know the halachos Shabbat Torah, you can't pass them from the Mishna. You can only pass them from the Gemara. So they wanted that there shouldn't be the yeshivas, there shouldn't be the learning Torah. And that was the Gezerah. When you won't have the oral Torah, the Torah Shabbat Peh, what the Yidden made the bris on, the Torah from the halacha Shabbat Torah, that's when there'll be the Ashkichem Torah. Once you don't have the Torah Shabbat Peh, of automatically you won't understand what to do from Torah Shebeksav. So the real Gzeda was on Torah Shebal Peh. Now here comes the Rebbe's father says an unbelievable thing. That we find when the Torah Shebeksav later, the Torah Shebal Peh later on was written, it came out exactly to 36 Mesichtes of Shas. If someone counts, how many Mesichtes are there in the Gemara? There are 36 Mesichtes. So now the Rebbe's father says, now you'll understand why the lights of the candles, the name mitzvah v'toida or this toida that we want to show, that the halacha shebatoida, but Yankiv gave over to Yosef, the halacha shebatoida, which is Torah Shebal Peh, in Torah Shebal Peh Gufa, the Gemara, which has 36 Mesichtes, that is the Nitzochon, that's the victory of Chanukah, a victory of Torah, that the Torah Shebal Peh will be eternal, these lights will be eternal. And that's the reason why the Rebbe's father says that to emphasize this even more, the halachos of Chanukah was dafke in the Gemara, not in the Mishna, to teach you, to tell you, look good, that these 36 candles from Chanukah correspond to the 36 Mesichtes of Shas, and that is the halacha shebatoida, and that is the bris, the covenant that Yid made up with the Eibishter, that they will never forget. Have a wonderful Chanukah.